Here we are. Hello, hello to everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I hope you've had your coffee, lunch, or whatever you need for some energy today. And I hope you'll be all over the comments because today here we have an artist.
Hello.
Yay!
Yay! Marta, who is my English student and a very versatile artist who has a very active Instagram page that we will put in the comments for you later on. And she has a presence here on LinkedIn. Will tell us a bit about herself first.
Okay, hello everyone. I am an artist. I do illustrations, printmaking, and graphic design. I finished Academy of Applied Arts, and in the last few years, I'm trying to work for not trying, I'm working for myself as an artist. So
Trying and succeeding.
yeah, I'm giving my best. It's working. It's working.
Good. Good. Let's start off with a positive note immediately. If there are any other artists in the chat, pitch in, let us know if your projects are working out. Okay, you shared the Instagram already. Well done.
Yeah, I did share on Instagram so everyone can see what a great art does Marta make. So yeah.
Excellent. Let's show it here as well. And I'll copy it onto LinkedIn because I think this goes straight to YouTube.
Yeah.
All right. So, as an English teacher, I have to start with English before we get to the juicy art bit. And I'm curious about how has using English changed the way you present your art and market yourself out there?
I'm using English primarily on my Instagram page, and I do it because I want to reach a wider public. And it's going well. It was really, really hard to write the first post in English, and nothing bad happened, and I just kept doing it. So next big step was putting videos, and that worked also. But then people started asking me to do voiceovers, and that was scary because naturally it should be in English, and this is why I contacted you to help me to do that step. And I did, and nothing bad happened, and I'll keep doing it.
I think a lot of people need to hear that. Nothing bad happened. You didn't die. Nobody mocked you. There was no big change to the negative. But was there a change to positive? Do people contact you more?
Yes, yes, people liked it a lot.
Nice. And these are really lovely videos. So those of you who are on Instagram, do have a look. They're really well made.
Thank you.
Do you change the way you talk about your art in English? Like, do you feel like there's a different persona or a different approach because of the change in language or not?
Maybe, but actually, I don't think so. I think I do have my art persona, but it's very similar when I talk in Croatian and when I talk in English about what I do.
Mm-hmm. So you can directly translate. You're not trying to find a different approach there.
No, not really.
Okay. What about the international audience that contacts you? Is there a difference in the way they see your videos versus the Croatian audience, or different expectations or anything else?
Well, I if Croatian audience mostly comments about what I do, but I've noticed that especially in my videos, but I have noticed that international potential clients are often commenting how I do it. I'm surprised that they see my videos almost as tutorials, which they are not. So I'm not sure yet what to do with that information.
Okay, that's
You could
interesting.
teach them. Start being an educator on your art.
Maybe, you never know.
So there is definitely an
I am
interest.
actually preparing something. I want to see where will that lead. So soon.
Okay, maybe we get a teaser for something new.
Well, let's leave it at this point.
Fair enough. Let's keep some
Mysterious
surprises.
introduction to it.
Always space for surprises. Hi, Andrea. There's somebody actually watching us today.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Andrea.
We
Good
hope you
morning.
enjoy the show. All right. So, one thing that we all have in common, I think Darko can confirm and see from his perspective as an artist, you have a lot in common. But as a teacher, I also see a common thread with artists that they don't necessarily know how to market and sell their products and services. How has your path with business skills been? What have been your biggest challenges in that regard?
Definitely marketing what I do. That's the hardest. I can tell that when I do the right steps, I get the better results. But I still get, let's say, confused, or I do one for a period of time. I do it, let's say, it right, and then I fall out the tracks, and I'm confused, and I need a little bit of time to get back on track.
Consistency, our worst enemy.
We're all there. Would you say that artists have a bit of a I need to do it myself tendency? So that perhaps outsourcing marketing could help.
I'm working on that.
Okay.
I am, because I'm realizing that I actually cannot do it all myself. And it's too much work for one person to do everything. Yes.
That's a good point. For teachers as well, delegating is a challenge for sure.
Always. Because I like to believe that I can do it best myself, but that's not always the case.
We all have our
Yeah.
limits.
It seems to be the problem for most of us. So yeah, I agree with that.
Even if I can do it myself, maybe I don't have time to do it all by myself.
For sure.
Or investing time in your art is a better idea than investing in learning marketing and doing all this stuff that is around social networks and everywhere. Yeah. But what you're doing on Instagram is actually great from what I see. All this images and videos, you creating art. Like you say, some people even find it as tutorials. But did you purposely just stay on Instagram? Because there are not that many, let's say, artists on other networks, like on business networks, like on LinkedIn.
Instagram seemed like a logic place to start, logical place to start. So I'm there the longest. So I'm most comfortable posting on Instagram. And although people have told me that LinkedIn, for example, is not place for an artist to be presenting their work, I disagree. But I think I need a different approach to be active on LinkedIn. So I just keep postponing it because I'm not sure on what to focus on when I'm here on LinkedIn. So yes, that's something to figure out. But I do believe that art is business as any other business, and so why not be on LinkedIn as well?
Yes, exactly. And there is also, think how you can excel at this, because there are not that many artists. And if you're the first one there, well, people will get to notice you.
I believe that most of them heard what I did, and that is that LinkedIn is no place for artists. Yes, multiple people told me this that are
Did they try
kind
it?
of active on LinkedIn.
Did they try it?
I guess some of them are active in their line of business, and they decided that that's no place for artists.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'd say it's always a great idea to try it and later see if it's working and it's not. But as all things, it needs time for you to see it if it's working or not. But I'd say everywhere you go, even like on LinkedIn mostly, which is populated by business people and talking about business, there is interest for art too. Because also
Yes.
in business you see a lot of art in offices, so there must be some part of them that wants to have art in their mind, even when they're doing business.
Well, when you think about it, art is what artists did, different kinds of them, is everywhere around us, and they also have to make everything they make and sell everything. Someone designed what we wear, someone designed patterns, everything.
Yeah. So we could go on with the products and like the most famous design company, Apple, which is all around design. So it must also propel the business as Apple did. So what I wanted to ask you, when you started doing videos in English on Instagram, did you lose your local audience and gain some new international ones, or was it just that that some international people started following you?
Well, I have to say that I got quite a few international followers after posting those videos with voiceovers. And I did not lose any of local ones.
So it's all positive.
Yes, for now.
Great.
We have a comment here. Who decided that Linky Pinky is no place for artists? Come on, sure it is. It's full of business scam artists, so why not real artists?
Oh yeah, okay. We could go into that. Perhaps maybe not today.
We'd rather see more artists than scam artists. I completely agree with this statement. We need more art and beauty in the world. So please come join us.
Small steps. So I guess I will be joining LinkedIn soon. Joining as an active participant. I'm just following what other people post and what they do, and it's useful. So I guess maybe someone else will find interesting what I have to say.
So passively, you are there.
Yes.
Okay.
And
You
actively
need
now.
you only need to activate yourself and put
The
your art out there.
I'm sorry, can you repeat?
You need to put your art out there on
Yes.
LinkedIn for everyone to see.
Yes, I guess. But before doing some posts like other people do, I'm here talking to you.
And that's great. We're also on LinkedIn and on YouTube, so
It feels like
it's a
skipping
start.
steps.
So
Even
I wouldn't say it's mandatory. I was just asking the reasons why not. So if you don't feel like it, well, it's okay.
I do feel like it. I'm maybe I just need to start. Maybe I'm not the it's not necessary for me to overthink it. So I just start and see what happens and adjust over the time. Maybe revelations.
Yeah, that's a great plan.
absolutely. We see good things in store. At the beginning of this year, we had an episode with predictions, and my psychic powers are still on. And I'd say there's a bright future ahead.
Yeah, we did talk a lot about AI during these predictions. How do you feel about AI in art?
Well, it's a huge topic.
Oh,
I'm not strictly on yes side or no side. I think that there's a lot of to discuss. For example, how all this how AI is trained and copyrights and stuff like that. But I also think it can be a quite useful tool. So I maybe there's some fine line. I don't know. I had clients come to me with AI produced images to explain to me what they want and what they don't want me to do for them. So I was quite surprised with that, but it worked well. It was easier for them to explain to me what they need me to do. And this happened lately 2 times for illustrations I was asked to do.
oh, I say that's a great start for people to know that even if they cannot create art themselves, they notice that AI is not that good at it. And I see it also in my business. Well, with creating mood boards and things like this, which people express themselves. Oh, okay, I want something like this, but I cannot express myself visually or verbally good enough, but we should go this way. So like I don't know if you call them mood boards, but something like this is a really great use of art by people, AI by people.
Yes, I think so.
can make things easier for us in a way. We have a few comments to address. Let's start with the first one. I might butcher this name, so please correct me if you're familiar with it. Do you know, Darko?
Joseph Boyce.
Boyce.
Yes, I know.
Okay. Joseph Boyce is my favorite conceptual artist, and he said Kunst für alle, art for everyone. And he thinks just like me that everyone is an artist. Look at the kids, they all start with drawing. I rest my case. What do we think about that? Is everyone an artist?
I like to think so. People don't believe it themselves, but I love when people come to me and say that because of when they saw my video or what I do, that they decided to try to do it themselves, and it's really really nice and makes me smile every time.
Okay, this is where the tutorials are very handy and might encourage people to do more art. That's really nice. And then there's another one that says AI is okay, but also not. First of all, this is not an intelligence, it's a tool, a foolish one too. AI has nothing to do in art. It can be used, sure, but then it has to be said, intelligence and art is strictly human, period. All right. So judging by the comments, people will still appreciate your human touch for some time to come.
Well, I have to say that when people buy from me in person, I had quite a few cases when, especially for printmaking, like lino prints that are handmade. People will pick ones that have tiny mistakes on purpose. Like they will not choose one that I would say it's the best one, but that one that has this speck of color that I missed or something like that. Because
Perfection
then
is overrated.
I guess so. I guess it's about that it's visible that it's made by human.
Okay, that's what we go for here. That's why we're so polished in our interviews. When it comes to AI, since we're here already, we talked a bit about this before in our lessons with your voiceovers. How come you didn't let AI do your voiceovers? Is that connected perhaps to what you said?
It didn't feel right. I just had to do it myself. Took me some time to get the courage, but I did it.
Well done. I think it's worth it. I don't know about you, Darko, but for me, it's still awkward to hear that AI voiceover anywhere. It kind of makes me want to stop watching or listening.
Well, it's a different kind of expression, but yeah, would you say it's too perfect in just speaking English during it?
I'm not sure that's the part that's so eerie. It's more the cadence, that there's no hesitation, there's no excitement in it that feels authentic.
Yeah, okay,
No
and
doubt, no no variation.
right,
They're getting
yeah,
better.
That's true. I wonder if they'll
it's
start
going to take
imitating
over.
mistakes.
For me, I'd say it's the most. The least good part is that it really doesn't make any use of a context of whatever you're talking about. So there is no speed up or just, like you say, excitement or being sad when you're talking about something sad. So this is the part that just kind of not good.
Exactly. We have a comment.
Maybe
AI voiceovers make me cringe. That kind of sums it up for me.
they don't translate emotion in short. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, lacks emotion and sounds robotic, which can fit certain contexts. Maybe, science fiction art project, right? We shouldn't exclude that as an option. There's accessibility there for people who might not be able to do their voiceovers and so forth. But yeah, we have an overabundance of it at the moment, perhaps, and it's still kind of lacking. Do you think it will get better to a degree where we won't be able to distinguish it?
Maybe. We'll see. It could. It's even hard nowadays sometimes to tell what's real and what's not. So
Yeah, I'd say it is. So because when you put something that is AI generated first, and you say, okay, it's generated by AI. Next time you put something, people already think that is AI generated, or like you have some text that is connected with an image that you visually see that is AI generated. People just start to understand the text is also AI generated. So this is how we cannot make distinction between them, and we just presume something.
yes. So, that's why I think that AI can be a very efficient tool, but maybe not a replacement for what people can do.
Yeah, and that's a great thing. It's only a tool, like everything else.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I'm thinking maybe like when people maybe it's similar when digital art started to be common and people said it's not real art, but it's just a tool, it's a different medium. You still have to know what you do to make a great digital illustration. It's just different medium.
It's
So
just different technique and tool.
maybe
So we'll see.
so just just a second. I have some noise. I lost my train of thought.
Oh, somebody disturbed you?
Yes.
That's all right. We were talking about digital art, and you said it's just a different medium. And then you
Oh
had
yeah, I was thinking maybe if you I was talking about how about digital illustration and how it's a different medium. Okay. So you still need to have a skill and need to know about art rules to do it right. So maybe in the near future, we'll have artists that in a way train AI to do what they want to do, but they still need to know exactly what they need, what they want to have as an end result.
if you train AI to do your voiceovers exactly like you want them, and then you see somebody else using your voice, would you see that as a compliment?
Well, that's a hard one. um, I was more thinking when I was saying training AI to do, like you train AI to do only for yourself. It's not in context that if it's not public, you're not copying what someone else already taught it to do. I don't know. It's really complex. Yeah.
It is. It is. It's not an easy topic, but it's an interesting one for a lot of people. I think people are all ears. As soon as we mentioned AI, more comments come in. So
Most of it hate comments. Okay. Now for some completely different. You said you started creating videos on Instagram, and you really like to connect with people in person. When you go to the art shows, did people start recognizing you based on your video content and photographs on Instagram?
Yes, and that's kind of scary.
Scary in a good way or in a bad way? I've been stalked, perhaps.
I hope that won't happen. But I had people come to me and recognize me because they have seen video I do or my posts or something, and I still get quite surprised when people tell me that, but it happens. I had this interaction last month. Person stopped me on the street and asked me if I am me and if she can buy art from me, and it was so weird. I mean, like how someone can recognize me like that on the street. I'm not super famous person or something.
Did you say you suck at marketing? I think that's not really true. You seem like a celebrity if people start stopping you on the street and wanting to buy something from
This
you.
was one instance. So
Another question regarding this: Did they start talking Did they start talking with you in English once you started the content with English voiceovers?
I get messages in English, and I get them in English from people that maybe are not sure where I'm from. So later we figure out that we can speak in Croatian as well. That's interesting.
yeah, it makes sense. People test it out. I'm not sure which part of this audience is your main one. Have you learned anything about yourself through this public exposure as an artist or as a person?
This is a hard question.
You don't need to share what you've learned, of course. Just, maybe it could motivate some people in that way.
Maybe, in short, I could say that it's all about maybe not trusting your fear that things will go wrong when you post something for the first time, and just keep doing it.
Would you say it's about not taking yourself too seriously in some way?
Yes.
That could be a good approach to making it easier for yourself. And I don't know if you, Darko, had these comments, but I've certainly heard them. Like, have you ever been exposed to this idea that if you are an artist advertising yourself, you're not a real artist? This is not, you're going away from the true meaning of art and you are betraying the community or anything like that.
Well, I'm not really sure that it holds. I think it's for everything is the same. You have the same saying with products. If your product is good enough, you don't need to advertise. So it's also the same. So it's not just with the artists, but depends how you look at it.
Yes, but you can also have a perfect product, and if no one knows about it,
Yes,
will
exactly.
will
So
buy
you
it.
need to advertise it or market it correctly, like you do. So people want to buy stuff from you directly from the street.
Yeah, that was a
Did you make a
surprise.
sale?
I did.
Oh, and it's working perfectly.
I think it might even be a bit selfish to keep these things for yourself. No, you don't want to make only your world nicer with your art. Other people deserve to see it as well and enjoy it.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of putting it for me into perspective.
Did you think about creating videos directly without voiceovers? Like with this, like talking head and explaining what you do when you create your art.
Yes, that would be my next step.
Oh, so it's a bit
Yeah.
level up from what it is now, right?
Yes.
We are
Well,
waiting for it then.
when I do voiceovers, I can record them multiple times before I decide what will I put out. I I can do that with other content, but it's maybe it's a little bit harder because I also need to think what I do and talk about it. So it's a next step.
Okay. But we have talked about perfection and everything, even in art, and how people even like it more when it's not that perfect. So I would say we just tend to just present ourselves too perfect on camera. So it's not a problem if you make a mistake or two in the first try and just put that first try on video out there on Instagram, maybe
Yes.
LinkedIn.
Also, that there's so much you can do when editing videos. So I was also thinking about how much my videos when I need to make them like reels for Instagram, they need to be short, and I need to cut out a lot of material to get it short and interesting. And then I look at it and I think, oh, it looks so easy, like it was really finished in 30 seconds. And then I'm thinking, oh, it's I got to the point when where I'm thinking how I was looking at other people's videos, and I was thinking, oh, it's so easy. And now I cut 15 minutes in 30 seconds, and now my video, what I do, is also looks so easy, and it's not realistic also. But
Yeah,
I need to show it in so short time, so I have to edit it.
I'd say people will look however long it takes, even if it's 15 minutes, without problem, if it's interesting for them. And I don't know if you feel the same, but it kind of devalues your work. Like you say, it looks so easy to be created, and people do not see the value in what you do then.
Maybe, yes.
Until they first
Also,
try to do it the same, and then, oh, it's not going in 30 seconds.
yes, I was just going to say that people look at it and then they think they cannot do something similar because if I do it so easily, and they try and in 30 seconds they have nothing yet, they'll say, oh, this is not for me, I cannot do it. And that's not good in a way. It's not good. but also it's a way to present a lot of work in a short amount of time. So it every format has its purpose. So maybe when I watch other people do something, I watch it because I like to see the whole process, not sped up video of 30 seconds or so.
I think this is very common, right? People tell you, you can do this in 5 minutes. Yes, because I have 30 years of training, or yes, because I have 30 hours of content. Then this snippet looks so good. So it's something to remind ourselves of when it comes to other people's expertise. We have another comment. There is no such thing as perfection. It's a goal for sure, but it's rare. Eddie Vedder is a perfect guy, but they are rare. Okay. Perfection as a goal. Should perfection even be a goal? What do you two think about that?
No. I would say nothing is perfect, and every time I do some of my artwork, I always have something to improve on my next try at whatever it is. If it's printmaking, I just realize that I need to try this the other way, or if it's illustration, I'll maybe next time try this combination or something. There's always something to improve on. There's no perfection.
Do you agree, Darko?
Yes, of course. I don't even tend to go for perfection. I just do it and that's it. So whatever it looks like is good enough.
We have an appropriate comment here. Andrea says, sorry for the mistakes in my post. There is no
Yeah,
need
we
to
understood it,
apologize.
so it's okay. It is perfectly good because it is visible that it's not generated by AI.
Yay, that's a good point. Exactly.
Except when there's 6 figures or something like that. 7.
There are mistakes that matter and mistakes that we can completely ignore. So we've talked a lot about perfectionism and a lot of these psychological barriers that we have that kind of are a leitmotif of our show that repeat in different contexts. So if any of these people watching and commenting have the same doubts or similar ones, what would you tell them, especially if they're artists and they come from your field of work? How would you encourage them to put themselves out there, to start posting, to start showing, to start marketing and selling their art?
Just start. It won't be perfect. You'll make mistakes, and it will be scary when it's all fresh, but it gets easier over time. And people, if people like what you do, that they won't care if it's not perfectly presented. It was very important for me to realize that, to keep posting.
What helped you realize that?
When I made posts that I was thinking were not good, but I did it because I felt like when I was trying, let's say, for example, on consistency of posting, and sometimes that required not perfect posts, and people still liked it a lot, and it was kind of eye-opening.
Okay. Let yourself put mistakes out there to prove yourself wrong. It can be daunting, but it's a very efficient way of getting out of your head, I guess. Was it hard to start talking here in this live on LinkedIn?
Well, it was easier than I thought it would be. So, as I said, just start doing it.
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Now you grabbed everyone's attention now, I think. So it might be a good moment for you to tell everyone what you do and where they can find you and how they can work with you.
So, I'm primarily active on Instagram, but you can also find me on Facebook and on LinkedIn. I do illustrations and printmaking, and I sell originals and prints of my art. And I also apply illustrations on different products like stickers, cards, and last thing I did were Christmas ornaments with my illustrations. So if that is something that's interesting to you, you can look me up. I also love nature, so I choose to illustrate lots of plants and bugs and animals. So that's it.
Okay.
I see a lot of things that would just align with businesses who have environmental cause in their mission, and so
That's interesting point of view. Yes, could be.
yeah, you're aligned also with your views on the environment because you like the nature so much.
Yes. I also like when what I do raises awareness of about nature and preserving it and taking care of it. So I like when that connection is made.
Mm. And I'm sure in your art you're also taking care that you are creating your art with natural materials.
Yes, I like to do to pick materials that are as safe as they could be because of nature, but also because of myself. I don't like to work with toxic materials or something. So I adjust what I do to those standards. So it is. It's the I take. E- Sorry. um, so I'm trying to think of taking care of environment as much as I can because that is what is important to me, and I also transfer that to my work.
Yeah, and that is a great point, which I'd say also people will love, and perhaps some businesses if you try to sell some business to sell your art to the businesses. Yeah, it's an interesting thing.
Yes.
Excellent. We'll cut out that sorry from the final audio.
What?
You didn't hear it, Darko.
No. What?
Maybe next time we're live, we can walk in a forest and have a more natural setting for our conversation.
That sounds
I'm
interesting.
already in green.
Darko
Okay.
has joined from many different places in the past.
Yes, I've seen.
Not yet from the woods, but who knows? There is first for everything. Okay, Edita, do you have any more questions?
I think we can wrap it up, but we have a few people in the comments still, so you still have a chance to ask a few questions if you have them. So we'll stay on for a few more minutes. I'm very happy that Marta said yes to this live video, and I think she's a great confirmation of once more that perfection is overrated. And I think we're going to have very interesting conversations about art and marketing and selling without overthinking it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for saying yes. That's where magic happens, when
so
people
much.
start saying yes.
Would you recommend it to other artists to start saying yes?
Well, it depends. If the question is, will you do it for exposure? Maybe think about it. Like, will you do this art piece for me? But it's for exposure.
That's an excellent
so you
point.
don't feel like selling out. It's for exposure, for more people to get introduced to your art and enjoy it.
I think what Marta is saying is that some people ask for artistic services and products and say,
Yes.
I can't pay you today, but it's for exposure. I will tell people about you. So this will be my payment.
That's
a no.
There we go. So
no, I
it's
didn't
not yes
mean,
in all contexts.
I didn't mean saying yes to that. I meant saying yes to opportunities, which are not that just blood-sucking thing like this.
Exactly. That's something to stress. Thank you, Marta, for mentioning this. This is actually quite important. Yes, exposure, as in present yourself to the world.
Yes.
But yeah, don't let people use you. That's a whole other thing. Do you have any advice on that, on how to say no firmly to these kinds of things?
That is something I'm still learning how to do it, and how to. It's hard. It's hard when you have to say no, and people won't like it, but that's something you need to do if you want to do work that is in your favor.
Exactly. We have a comment here that supports that vision. F exposure. If they can pay their bills with their exposure, congrats. It might be a bit tricky. How do you deal with that, Darko? What is your approach? Is it a no, or do you add anything extra to that no?
Well, as in everything, it depends. If it suits me, if that exposure will get me something additional, not just exposure for them and for me. Okay, I'm working like you see me working. It's not the point. So I'm not saying it's always exclusively no, but you need to see that it also benefits you. When it is so, then it's okay. And if it only benefits the one who's asking and they are just saying you're going to have something from it, but you see you're not going to have anything from it, then it's definitely a no.
Yes,
So
this
it
is
depends.
so true. Yes, it depends. Sometimes it can be a great opportunity to do something just for just for exposure, but that's rarely the case when people ask for stuff like that.
Yeah, you said it exactly. It's really the case when they ask, and if you see an opportunity for such an exposure, then you can just choose what could benefit you and them at the same time, and then it's much better to start asking about these kind of gigs. I don't know how to call them.
Yeah,
Yes.
opportunities. Good. Be wise and do some math. Okay, we have another comment. I did recently my first live Instagram video on NYE. I had so much fun. The video is raw, full of tech mistakes, but I'm so happy that I did it. I started. This is what I'll do as soon as I'm done moving into my house. Okay, tech mistakes. If anyone was here for our first ever stream, I think that they can remember how everything went wrong, but we still had fun.
Yeah, we did tend to get it perfect, but it didn't go.
Yes. Recently, the Christmas feed as well. I think my connection was working for about 5 minutes altogether. So,
Yeah, so I'd say Marta will also agree. It doesn't need to be perfect every time.
Yes, that's true.
have these technical errors that people are so afraid of, have they ever created like a surprising opportunity for you, or maybe changed your approach because you had to, maybe not necessarily like here we're talking about video or internet, but maybe you were missing a tool or a paper or something, so you had to improvise. Has that ever helped your creativity?
Yes, of course. These workarounds that you need to figure out make great
Opportunities.
yes, thank you. To to make something new or find a new way that maybe it's even better. That's always interesting. I would like to put restrictions on my projects because if everything sometimes it can be overwhelming if you have everything available to you. So when you put restrictions, you work in those in frame of that you put yourself in, and you can find new solutions that you wouldn't otherwise.
Absolutely. So another thing against perfectionism, you're kind of not allowing yourself to see the bigger picture and try out different things as
Yes,
well.
I mean, when I first started putting my videos of my printmaking projects, I pressed paper on the lino with wooden spoon because I at the time I had no other tool. Wooden spoon was perfect for that, and that's it.
That's it. Definitely. I think as teachers, we also have used these unplugged, scrapped materials and whatnot in situations that, and sometimes, you know, the unplanned lesson is the better one than the planned one, because you're more focused on your students' needs than your own idea of what should be happening.
Interesting.
Darko, what is your experience with that?
With wooden spoons, well, I love to cook, and I really like the wooden spoon over the plastic ones. So they are much better. They have much better feel in your hand, and I think the food is better when you cook it with a wooden spoon. So yeah, I love wooden spoons.
We have somehow gone to cooking again. It's
You asked for
unbelievable.
it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you have, Marta, since we're in our final minute, do you have any closing words that you would tell your fellow artists that might be watching now or later on that you want them to know?
Just do it.
That's it. That's a perfect way to close. Thank you once again, Marta. It was really a pleasure talking to you. I think you are an example for a lot of artists, not just artists, but people afraid showing their expertise and what they've created. Thank you for everyone in the comments for contributing and making this a more dynamic session. Take care, everyone.
Yes.
Thank you
See
for
you
having
all.
me.
Thank you, Marta. Bye.